Hi, in this lesson, we are going to look at different kinds of relationship that we can have in Power BI and how we can make our own and how these automatically be filled according to the requirement and what is the logic behind this. So, we are going to look into all these things in this lectures. Okay. So, let us open Power BI. So, in the last sessions, we have seen this that we have imported two data sets, that is, one is list of order and another is order breakdown. So, this is there is a auto this arrow, if you see this, that tells about the relationship that Power BI has automatically established. So, what is this relationship in both the data sets? What happens? There is a common column. Okay. What is this common column? This is called order ID, and here is also one order ID. So, if you hover over this, so we will find there is a common column that is there in both the data sets. So, based on the common columns, what Power BI has done, it has established a kind of relationship. What kind of relationship it is? Let us understand first. So, this is, if you see in one end, this is 1, and here another end, this is star. Okay, what does it mean? That means this kind of relationship, if you see, this is one to many kind of relationship. What is one to many kind of relationship? That means it is like here in order ID, especially the order ID has no such duplications. Okay, in that case there is no such duplications of order ID. But here what happens? Some of the order IDs are repeated. Okay, therefore what happens here, it has been able to establish a kind of relationship one to many. Okay, but however, when what happens if order ID of both the tables are not matching? Okay, so Power BI will not establish any sort of relationship, will not get this line connected. Okay. So there can be also that like relationship like one to one. This means here one, and other end there can be also one. That means there is no duplication of order ID here. Okay, one to one kind of relationship and one to many kind of relationship. Similarly, many to one kind of relationship. Similarly, we can have also many to many kind of relationship. These are the different kinds of relationship based on the data Power BI will be able to that establish. Okay. I will simply delete this line by right clicking the line and delete. Okay. What I will do? So simple, I will delete it. Okay. So let us delete. In that case, now we have deleted this. So what I will do? I will simple, since, but there is another difference if you see order ID. If you see order this order ID and this order ID, there is a difference. Okay, some of all the order IDs of breakdowns are here. Okay, in list of order, but all the order ID of list of order is not there in order breakdown. That is one. Okay. Let us remember this, because all the data connecting to order ID is here, but some of the data are missing here. Some are the duplications are there, but some of the like order IDs are missing. That means in that context, which kind of order ID we are going to use? So what we will do? It is always suggested that the data set that contains all the data we have to use. In that case, what will happen? We have to use order list of order or order ID from list of order. So we can automatically establish a relationship here. Also, we can also drag this and put it here. So see, this is now connected. Okay. We have deleted that. First of all, we have deleted that. So what happens? It will now has got connected. So if we want to establish this kind of relationship step by step, okay. So what we can do? We can right click here manually if we want to do. So what we can do? We can see the relationship here. So edit relationship. So what I have done, I have right click on the line, then I have clicked on the property, so it has established. You can see list of order. So this is the order breakdown. This order breakdown, okay, and the second list we can have like list of order. We have list of order. Okay. So what is this relationship? It has established the relationship. It is many to one. Means you can see this. This is the many to one. Means this relationship, reverse relationship. It is telling about many to one. Okay. So this is a kind of many to one relationship. Okay. So if we reverse take for example, suppose we reverse this like list of order we will make. Here it is order breakdown. The relationship become one to many. Okay. So this is uh, what Power BI Insight it does. So if suppose we are selecting this is one to many, suppose take for example we will make it many to one. So this is not a valid relationship. It is telling. Suppose by default that or by mistakes we change it to many to one because this is not a many to one relationship. So this is what one to many relationship. So this is one to many relationship. This is a valid kind of a relationship. So we can click on OK. So we can also this relationship we can build. Suppose take for example, if we want to build this relationship from the scratch, we can go for this once again manage relationship. We have to delete this. Okay, there is also we have to delete it. Once we delete it, we can go for manage relationship auto detect. Okay, and we can click OK. So this is also one way when there is no relationship we can also establish a kind of a relationship. Then uh, so simple what we can do here, we have dragged this order ID and we have established a relationship. Suppose we will use this order ID, we will not use this order ID. What we can do, there is always options that we can, like we are not going to use this. We are not going to use this. We can hide this from report view. We can see. So suppose if we hide this from report view, so it will simply hide it. Okay, you can see it is hidden. Report view order breakdown, it is hidden. That means what happens, we are going to use while this order ID while building visuals, not this. That means it will not appear in the report view. If you see the report view, let us see the report view. Report view, if you see, it will not appear here, but data is there, order ID data is there. So you see this is that order ID is not there. So we can also do this. Okay, we can also do this. Okay, but in case there is absence of common colors, that means we have imported two data sets, like take for example list of order and order breakdown, and there is no common column that we are finding, like there is a common column of that order ID. So in that case, what Power BI will do, Power BI will not be able to establish any sort of that relationship. You cannot share or use columns from both the data sets together. That means it is always advisable that we need to always use the data from a single data set. It is not both the data sets we cannot. Suppose take for example, we will bring here like region and we will bring here share sales. So bringing region, suppose we want to see the region wise sales, we cannot that use data set of the data of region from list of order and sales data from order breakdown. This is quite impossible because since there is no relationship, since there is absence of common columns, or that Power BI will not be able to establish any sort of relationship between the two data sets. Therefore, will not be able to build visuals from that by using columns from both the data set. So this is what that we must remember while that building this. Okay. It makes a difference indeed. It makes a difference when you use order ID from the table. So let us remember this. Okay. It is always suggested when we are dealing with the two data sets like list order and order breakdown, and the common column has uh, that made the a relationship established. In that case, we have to use the common column from the data set that contains all the data instead of using the like columns, common columns that contains limited data. We need to remember. Okay. So this is uh, how we can establish relationship. Basically, what we have learned in these lessons, let us review, and what we have learned here. Like we have learned here, like different kinds of relationship that we can have in Power BI when we import different kinds of data sets. Okay, and basically Power BI tends to establish some sort of relationship finding the common columns, and this is automatically detected. Okay. We can also establish our own by our own by our own. We can also establish such kind of relations. That's for the lesson.